It's no accident that sounds like you're leveling up in a video game. 48% of 18 to 29-year-olds have an online dating profile.
Make them work for it.
45% of people say they're more frustrated with this form of dating than hopeful.
There are so many people you can connect with.
Should I swipe right?
Swipe wrong. Swipe wrong. Setting the record straight on dating apps. Everyday people telling everyday stories of the swipe right world with your host, Koss.
Well, I know he had a good time.
Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and of course, good night. I hope the holidays treated you all exactly the way you were supposed to be treated. Maybe even a little bit more fun, a little bit, whatever your version of fun is. Hopefully there was a lot more of that. Welcome to the Swipe Wrong podcast. We are the number one podcast amongst all the elves who have now been shipped to the Misfit Island. I am I'm that guy. I'm Chaos. I am definitely that guy. Holidays came, the holidays went. It was a good time, fun had by all. And we're still going and going and going. Everything's cyclical. It's really weird. There's times when we're just off the charts, on the charts, and there's times when it slows down a little bit, and then we pick up, and there's not really a correlation. So hopefully you guys are listening, enjoying, sharing with your friends, letting everybody know what's going on. Like, follow, subscribe, whatever platform you're on, whatever they decide to call it, that's perfectly okay. Because we're just here pumping out stuff to get you like, oh, that one will work. Okay, all right. So housekeeping, already did some of it, but happy holidays to the guy who creates all this and puts it together. If you haven't listened, check a listen to Pelham Place. Jay is putting together some awesome stuff over there as he puts together awesome stuff over here as well. So without him, this wouldn't be nearly as good. That's for sure. So, and then we've got another buddy who should be hopefully up on the air again soon, Tommy Noodles. So we'll let you know when that happens. You might enjoy that one too. But back to talking to some interesting people about some interesting stories. And as you know, we want to get your story as well. Give us a call, 317-426-6616. Shoot a text or email us at swipewrongpod@gmail.com because it doesn't stop. Just when I think like, hey, the stories are, kind of the same. No, they're not. There is all different levels of crazy. And I think, as you all know, that the holidays can bring it out of people even a little bit more. So it'll be interesting to check out this next couple episodes. All right, I'm rambling because I'll do that sometimes. But just from me to you, thank you so much for taking a listen. From us to you, I should say. Thank you so much for listening. As we're gone well over a year now, and it feels like things are just keep picking up steam. So sit back, relax, put your feet up, enjoy, grab your popcorn, get it buttered, throw some caramel on there. You're gonna need something to wash it down, so grab whatever your drink of choice is. And if you're in traffic, please, for the love of everything, don't hit that person in front of you, and enjoy lies, and more lies.
Disclaimer: the views and opinions expressed in this program are those of the speaker and do not necessarily reflect the views or opinions or any entities they represent. This podcast is about dating experiences. It is not to say one dating app is better or worse than another.
So let me ask, what do you use? Like, what's the forum you use for dating? Do you use like a Bumble or a Plenty of Fish, or how is it that you like to meet people?
Well, the last person I met actually was in prison.
Oh, really? Okay. And that's her thing, right?
Yeah, and I knew he was in prison. And
right.
So we kind of had a professional relationship first because he's a writer.
Oh,
and
nice.
then it kind of developed a little bit, and it could have gotten romantic, but then he got really sick.
Oh.
And so then that was a thing that changed things a lot. So
I'm sorry.
yeah. He's recovering and he's doing well, but no, that's a hard recovery for him.
Okay. Okay. Now, and so just, I guess, recap, Tawanda, she has the dating service
She
for
does, and I have
people.
not used that. I have not used that
Oh, okay.
service.
So just coincidentally, okay, I got you.
Yeah, and so I'm thinking, maybe it's not such a good idea, actually.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah,
That's fair.
maybe it's a better idea to meet somebody in person.
So how did you guys end up meeting then? For him?
I was editing a book of his.
Oh, were you? Okay. Okay. And
Yeah,
just created
yeah,
chemistry that way.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
pretty cool. That's
So
pretty cool. So as you're talking about this, you mentioned the book. So you and I talked before we started recording. Tell, about your YouTube channel and what you write, and then we'll go ahead and get into your other stories.
yes, I write children's books. And I have a series called Susie Bear and Addie, and it's based on Little Bear and my granddaughter. It's
Oh,
the stories are actually based on something real because she's a kind of adventurer and traveler. She's gotten to travel a lot, and so it's real stories that she was doing. She was living it, and then I changed it into a story as well. Like she went to Costa Rica, and she
oh,
was
wow.
zip lining over the jungle,
Oh, wow.
and she got about 30 feet out and it got stuck.
Oh, no.
She didn't have a lot of weight, so she was stuck, and she had to go hand in hand back. She had to pull herself all the way
Pull
back to
yourself
the
back.
beginning,
Sure,
and
sure.
she's a real brave.
Yeah, how old is she?
Yeah. Well, she is 17 now, and
Okay.
she just got accepted to Old Miss, and she's going to
Oh, that's awesome.
be going to Old Miss.
Yeah,
So
it's right out of the blind side right there. That's where the Toolies and the blind side shoot. They went to Old Miss, even though he didn't. I remember that. That's pretty cool.
yeah, so
So she pulled herself back. I know a lot of adults that have been scared to do that. She sounds like she had no fear.
no fear. It didn't even faze her whatsoever. So,
That's
and
awesome.
another story is about her learning to cook. And
Okay.
so she decided she would make pudding, and she made it a
Okay.
real thick pudding. And my sister and I were going to dinner at their house, and she was having dessert. Well, she put all kinds of different flavorings in it and colors in it so that it was really had a kind of an odd taste, but
Uh-huh.
grandma always had, like it. So I added Susie Bear in with that. I add Bear in with it, and then of course ex, um, exaggerated the flavorings and stuff.
Yeah,
It was
sure.
based on a true story. And
That's
then they
so
have a
funny.
dog. They have a dog that's always in trouble.
Hmm.
Yeah, the dog gets into the refrigerator. They had to put a bungee cord around it and a lock.
So how many books have you written total?
I have about 10 written and ready to go out there. 3 are
Awesome.
on Amazon right now.
Awesome.
And then the Susie Bear and Addie, I have about 12 written.
Okay.
We have to get the artwork done yet. And then I have another one that has my grandson in it.
Okay.
And it's about him being a cameraman and making his dad. He wants to film his dad on Venice Beach and make him a famous skateboarder.
Oh, that's beautiful. I can tell you all about Venice Beach. I can tell you that for sure.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
I've always
yeah.
wanted to go there. Now my son
Yeah.
actually has been
Yeah.
there skateboarding, but
That's a couple of my tattoos are from Venice Beach. I used to live,
oh yeah,
I used to live out probably about, I don't know, 30 minutes from there, and we'd go up there sometimes. That, and of course, it's attached to Santa Monica Pier, which those are two great places. Anyone who says they want to go to Walmart to people watch, great. I support that entirely. Walmart, I think, on the second floor should have a bar with a glass floor so you could just look down and watch everybody. That'd be beautiful. But you go to
mhm,
Venice Beach and that's some people watching, and you'll just find some of the most amazing things you'll ever see.
yeah.
It is. So tell me about, and you also have a YouTube page, right?
Yeah, I just started it, so it only has a few things. It has a thing of me using a drill.
Okay.
I'm just trying to show the kind of things that I do. So I have an electric drill that I'm using. and I'm
Uh-huh.
working on my house, and it has me practicing shooting a gun.
Nice.
Actually, I only ever did it once, but
Okay. Hey, you got it on camera.
I did. I got it on camera.
There you
So,
go.
so I'm just trying to get people to know who I am and things, because that builds, it builds your brand for
Sure.
selling books and things.
Absolutely. And did you name your YouTube channel anything in particular, or is it your name, or what is it? How do
Right
they
now,
find you?
it's just my name.
Okay. Okay. Which everyone can
Mhm.
see in the on the screen. So
Mhm.
awesome. So all right. So I know most of these dating stories are from a while ago, or there might only be two or three or whatever. So
Mhm.
just so when did you first start, like getting on whatever platforms that you were on, and how did it go?
Well, I did. I met a couple of people from Twitter,
Okay. Twitter.
and yeah, you comment on somebody, and then they
Sure.
approach you and say, "Hey, you look good," or whatever.
Sure.
Yeah, and so you start talking to somebody. Well, they will. Of course, they have this story, and when you first start, you don't know that there's a pattern,
Right.
and the pattern is that they're widowed, or
Okay.
they're widowers. They have a
Okay.
kid. The kid doesn't live with them,
Okay.
and they have a fabulous job, but they live, I mean, like a fabulous job,
Right.
or uh, and they're located in another country, and they're coming back, but
Of
they're not
course.
coming too soon.
Right. Of course.
And then they also have the kids are all in boarding school.
Jesus.
Kids are always in boarding school. Who puts their kids in boarding school?
Yeah. Every parent, right? Every
Right.
fictitious parent out there.
Right. I mean, I volunteered. One of them told me that they were in Nebraska. Well, I traveled from Colorado to Nebraska a lot. I said, well,
Okay.
I'll stop and I'll bring her a little doll.
Sure. Okay.
I'll stop and get her. I'll bring her a Christmas present.
Very
Of course,
sweet.
that didn't work out.
Okay.
um, one um, one of them was a engineer on a oil rig,
Okay.
and he'd go underwater.
Okay.
And then one time he went underwater and he got a sand dollar, a special sand dollar.
Okay.
And 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 he said when I brought that up, I knew that I would give this to the woman that would be my wife.
Well, and that just melted you, I'm sure. I'm sure you're like, wow, couldn't be a sand $10. Of course, it's a sand $1. I know. I know.
So I think sand dollars are pretty common, easy to find.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
he had this great big story about it. And then what was he wanted? His son was in a boarding school in London,
Oh, goodness.
and he was being bullied.
Oh, shit.
Kid was being bullied,
Okay.
and he couldn't and he needed his computer, but he couldn't access his own money. So he wanted me to send him money for a computer.
Oh my gosh. How long were you talking to him for before he approached you with that?
A few weeks.
Really? A few weeks. Now was
A
it
few weeks.
daily for just like you were
Yeah,
a lot of communication
yeah,
daily, getting to know each other?
yeah,
Okay. Okay.
yeah. Anytime he wasn't underwater, he was talking to me.
Silly. The underwater sand dollar finder needs, a few real dollars to get a computer. Holy cow. That had to feel like when you felt like you got those every so often, was it like, all right, are all three of these scenarios a lie, or two out of three a lie? Is like is it kind of like you're trying to figure out which one's the BS and which one's not?
I think every single one of them is a BS.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Every single one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, I'm sure there
yeah.
were. I'm sure there were. So how long did
So,
it take to wise up, or I should say wise up, but to move on past that?
well, the sand dollar, I mean, I really didn't buy it.
Yeah, I mean
But
that's
at the same time, I was having fun,
sure.
and I'm a writer, and so
Ah,
I was also gathering material for stories.
sure.
So, I can play along with things pretty good.
See, now that's the fun part. I've heard that quite
Mhm.
often to where someone be like, I just wanted to see where the crazy was going to take me. I knew what was going on. No one was pulling the wool over my eyes. So I just wanted to see
Mhm.
where this was going to go. And once it went too far, I'd stop it.
Yeah. And so he uh well, he went as far as video. He could give me. I mean, I had his picture and
Hmm.
video and stuff, and he showed me a naked picture of himself.
Oh, did you? And I
I'm
assume you
thinking,
didn't ask for it, right? I'm
I'm
sure he
thinking,
just shot it to
okay.
you.
I'm thinking, okay.
Did you send it to Tawanda? I mean, that's what you got to do,
No,
right? You got to send it to your friends.
yeah. And then, at the same time, I was fixing myself a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and going, "Oh, baby,"
Like,
like I was going to take it serious, really.
you're looking at this naked picture going, you know what? I'm really more interested in my PB&J over here, bro. I'm sorry. This is much more interesting to me than this silly picture of, is it cold outside? It looks like it's cold outside. I don't know what to say.
It's not like I was sending him a picture of me. He wasn't seeing
Mhm.
me, so.
So it wasn't asked for. It wasn't expected. It kind of just came out of nowhere,
Hmm.
huh? Yeah, go figure.
Yeah, he thought he'd really pull me in.
What was your reaction to him on that?
I was just laughing about it. I mean,
Did you
there
did you
wasn't.
did you send him an LOL back? Don't tell him you sent you an LOL. What did you send back to him when you got the picture? Do you remember?
I didn't send him any picture of me
No, no,
because I
no.
was.
But just like
Oh
a
yeah,
complimentary
just.
response,
Oh
or
yeah, I was
okay,
complimentary. Why
okay,
not? It
sure, that's
wasn't.
sweet.
It wasn't him anyway.
Good point. Good point.
He probably played being a lady one sometime, got somebody to do the picture,
Yeah, yeah,
of
good point.
himself.
That's a good point. That's a very good point. So,
So you
so
can look up online. You can look up online. You can look for pictures. There's a lot of pictures that they'll use over and over again,
yeah,
and like he was everywhere on there.
that
He had
particular
used
picture that you had.
not the naked picture, but the picture of him.
Oh, okay,
He
okay.
was German. He was, just a nice looking older man, and but a lot of people used just that picture.
Really?
Mm.
That's funny. So how long did you talk to this gentleman for? Or woman or whoever it was?
Yeah, who knows what it was?
Right.
I don't know. Oh, 2, 3 months maybe.
2, 3 months. Okay. I
Yeah.
mean, what caused you to finally stop?
He had his son cross the street and got hit by a car,
Oh,
and he
and
wanted me to send money for the hospital,
of
and
course.
that was going too far.
Yeah, that's
That
that's
was going too far. I couldn't,
that's messed up.
nah. And I honestly, I felt bad because you get emotionally attached to people too.
When you talk to him every day like that, absolutely.
You can't
Yeah.
help but to get emotional, even
Mhm.
though it's not real, or you expect it's not. But I called the hospital that he was at, or
Yeah.
supposed to be at, and I asked for the doctor, and they couldn't give me any information because I didn't have enough information on the boy.
Oh, I
But
gotcha.
they said that doctor doesn't work here. So basically, they told me,
Yeah,
yeah,
sure.
it was a lie. Sure, it was a lie.
It's tough because that's the thing about we're kind of talking about technology a little bit earlier and YouTube channel and things like that, but like technology now to where you can talk to somebody all day long, text message all day, and you're getting to know them so much faster than you were, before you were texting all day. Like you go out on a
Mhm.
blind date and then maybe you'd see each other. Maybe there's a 20-minute, hour-long phone call or something, but like this, you're really getting to know them. So even though some BS is going on, it still might have been a little hard to let go because it's almost it's its own form of relationship.
Yeah, it's a fantasy.
Hmm.
You think about what they might really be, and
Yeah,
maybe there's some possibility that could be true.
yeah.
but
Yeah, and
not likely.
their correspondence and psychological connection is there, emotional connection is there, even though that something's wrong, but it's almost like looking forward to it. So
Hmm.
um so how many times have you met somebody on any one of these forums and just kind of gone out on dates in person? Quite a few, I hope, or
Um, only well, I did one a long time ago,
okay.
a long time, and I did actually meet him.
Okay. And do you remember, was he on Twitter or where'd you meet him from?
I think it was like mm, Plenty of Fish or something
Plenty
like
of
that.
fish. Okay. You set up the
Yeah.
profiles and stuff. How did that go?
I didn't like him.
You didn't like it? So one was one and
I didn't
done?
like
Went out with him for a couple hours? Do you remember the date?
fantasy is a whole lot better than the real thing.
Yeah. He didn't send you the same pictures of himself as the other guy did he? Or girl or whatever it was.
I had one picture of him,
Okay.
and we just met at a restaurant in a very
Yeah.
safe place. And I thought, oh no,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
That's funny once you get to know him in person. So overall, how is your dating life? I know it's slowed down, but how was it then? How's it going?
I decided just to wait on it,
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
to wait on it. And the right person will come. If there's somebody for me, he's going to be in person.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do it online
Yeah. So what finally took you to the point to where you're like, okay, I'm not doing this anymore?
because I had another one that was a long term one,
Okay.
and he really pulled me in. First of all, he said he was a certain age, and he turned out to be 40 years old.
Oh, okay. What he said he
Yeah,
was older, I assume?
yeah. He said he was, within my age range.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, but he was honest with me about it.
Okay.
And I talked to him as friends for a long period of time, but then that eventually turned into him wanting money and his daughter getting sick.
Oh my
and
goodness.
and I did send her little presents for her birthday and stuff like
That's
that.
sweet.
Not
That's
any
super sweet.
big money or anything like that. But then she uh, she died because I didn't send her
Really?
money. I didn't send money to save her.
Is
And
that
I
what you
said,
said? Did they put that on you?
yeah, yeah.
Get out of here. All right, let me try to, like, I'm sure this isn't fun to talk, but let me get into this a little bit more. So he set up correspondence between you and his daughter, or you just send gifts to him for his daughter? Is that how that worked out?
Yeah, her birthday was like in May, and her at Christmas, and I would send
Okay.
her a little bit to get something. So it wasn't
Oh,
like it
that's
was
sweet.
big money or anything. It was just
Okay.
a
Okay.
nice present.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
All right.
$50 or something like that. It wasn't anything big.
Sure. Well, for the kid, that's great. So then she got sick, and then he started to say, "Hey, I assume I can't afford the health care, or how did
Yeah, I
that play
can't
out?"
afford. They won't in Nigeria. They won't treat a person unless they have the money up front.
Okay. And he didn't have it, so of course it was you. And then so what? He got more and more aggressive?
Yeah, it was a constant begging, basically.
Wow.
Just constant. And how could I ever, so that would be, full care for whatever, I couldn't trust that anything like that was real.
No, no. So do you ever, like, as you're talking, how long did this go on for? Did you and him talk?
I've talked to him for 4 years, 4 or 5 years.
Okay. And then was there many calls like this, FaceTime calls or Zoom calls or
Um,
anything?
oh yeah, we have had that, but not too much.
Okay.
Because I didn't want to be too involved with him.
Okay. All right. So I
I
mean,
wanted to
so
keep it. I
at
wanted to
least
keep
you
it
got
real
to see a
platonic.
face. You got
But
to
I
see a
have seen
face
him,
with it.
and I've
Okay.
seen him, and I've seen his face, and
Okay.
I believe he is a real person.
Okay. All right. Yeah, yeah. I would say, like, if they did a call, I'd imagine that's for sure. So for 4 years, and then towards the end, to put that on somebody, because like we were talking about earlier, there's still an emotional connection there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
even if I only saw him as a friend,
Mm-hmm.
you still have some kind of connection. It's been, I mean, a long time.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Was there any effort, even though it was just a friend or any of going out and seeing him or anything like that?
He did want me to come, but I was not
Yeah.
interested in doing that. Nigeria
It's
doesn't
a
seem
heck of
like
a
the safest
vacation
place to
plan.
go.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
It's not. He ultimately wanted me to bring him and his
Yeah.
daughter here.
Sure.
That's what he wanted.
Yeah, Nigeria is a little different than Cabo San Lucas, we'll say. There's just a little bit different vibe, a little bit different feel, and that's not the
It's
place
not a
where you're gonna have
vacation. It's not a vacation.
no, not gonna have an umbrella in your drink there. That's for sure. No,
No.
by no stretch. So how long ago did that happen?
How long ago?
Yeah.
It was about a year and a half.
Okay. And since
Yeah.
then you're like, all right,
No,
you're gonna go
no
to
more.
what we call meeting somebody in the wild, which is, face to face and see how that goes, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Well, in your community, I'm sure with the books and collaborations, I'm sure there's plenty of folks that you talk to, huh?
Oh yeah, there are, and I just haven't met the right person.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you will.
So
I
I do
mean,
have one. I did meet somebody in when I went to Florida, and he's interested in having me come back. So
oh yeah? What part
we'll
of Florida
see.
did you go to?
I went to Miami.
Okay. All right. Used to live in Miami. I know
Oh
North
yeah,
Miami Beach is where I used to live for a little while. So,
you've been all over
first of
the
all,
place.
yeah, well, yeah, I try to stay around water. That's what I just love me some water. Um,
Mhm.
but yeah, for about 2 years I lived in North Miami Beach. Is that where you were? Were you like there, Coral Gables, Fort Lauderdale?
We were at the mm, it was a real exclusive hotel.
Okay. Was it down like on the isthmus right on the water?
It was
Yeah.
Marriott. It was a
Yeah.
I can't think. All of a sudden, I can't think what it's
It
called.
sounds like you were in North Miami Beach area, which is
I know
beautiful.
we were by that huge mall, mall,
Okay.
the
Yeah.
huge mall. It's
I know exactly. It's an outdoor mall, I think.
yeah,
Uh,
and it
yeah,
was a big resort right by there.
sure.
So
So, so when you went out there, did you already kind of know who he was and meet him, or did you meet him while you were there?
I met him while I was there.
Nice. That's
Yeah, so I
awesome.
in person. I saw him in person.
Uh-huh. Perfect.
So
Perfect. Now,
so he's encouraging me to come back.
well, it sure beats like going to Kentucky. I mean, take Miami over Kentucky any day.
Right, right. So
Yeah.
we'll see. Now I have a
Okay.
really great story from a real in person story. I dated.
Yeah.
You want to
Yeah.
hear it?
Yeah, of course I want to hear it. Tell me
It's
all
not
about it.
online, but it's
No, that's
okay.
okay.
So back when I was oh 20 years old,
Okay.
I was dating a fella, and it was a pretty serious relationship, but my family didn't care for him,
Okay.
and so they were really encouraging me to go away to college. And so an aunt told me if I would go to college in this other state, that she would pay for my education.
Okay.
So I went, and I didn't like it there, and I didn't stay there. But while I was gone, the fella got a girl pregnant,
Oh, jeez. Okay.
and I was making him wait for marriage.
Oh, gosh. Oh, well, it sounds like the family was probably happy to hear that. I mean,
Yeah, he was out of my life because then back in that day they married.
yeah, yeah,
You married him, so
yeah, it
anyhow they
was,
married, and
yeah.
it went bad. So three he got married about three different times, three, four times.
Wow. Did you keep in
And
touch with them?
all this time, he's in love with me. And so he contacts my family, my aunt, and says, I really need to talk to her. I want to talk to her. And so they connect me with him. So, so we talk a while online. And, I'm thinking he's divorced, he's free now. And he wanted to apologize for what he did. He's sorry, all this. And but he also has another lifestyle. He likes to wear high heels. And
Different.
he reminded me of the beautiful shoes I used to wear.
At least you had something to talk about.
Yeah.
You had common interests.
Yeah, and he would tell me and he likes to wear dresses, skirts
Okay.
too.
Okay. All right. So you could
So when he
collaborate.
gets off work, he puts on his high heels and puts on a mini skirt and drives home that way.
Wow.
And I'm thinking, well, what if you had an accident? What if you had got a ticket?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So anyhow, but I mean, it's his choice to do that. But it was
Totally.
kind of a shocker for me.
Totally.
And so I didn't realize, because we didn't go all the way.
Yeah.
I didn't realize he actually was wearing his mom's girdle some of the time.
Wow, really? That's a little different. That would have been an interesting thing to find out if you guys, did go all the way. You're like, wait a second, I don't recognize this as part of the clothing structure on what I thought you were wearing. I could see that just being odd.
Yeah. And he also likes to wear latex.
Latex. Okay.
The full body suit.
Okay. That's different
So
than
I'm
the board
thinking-
shorts I like.
And he's kind of I'm thinking, well, you could do like a bike outfit or something that's pretty tight and stuff, but
Yeah.
it wouldn't be very comfortable. And he's thinking, well, I'm going to be all into this too.
Oh,
And
no.
I'm thinking, no, no, it's not going to happen.
Oh my goodness.
So anyhow, I dodged a bullet for sure.
I'd say you dodged a couple of them. I mean, I don't know. You might have had some seriously awesome shoe game. I mean, you don't know. He could have had the shoe game next level to on the heels. And
I do like high heels.
I don't know of most
I
of the
maybe
women
could have borrowed them.
Yeah, like seriously, you'd been like, all right, so I didn't think about that going with that. You talk about having a BFF. That would have been the one. Having a soulmate, maybe not, but he's
yeah. So anyhow,
someone for everybody, I guess. Maybe shoot. Yeah, I would say.
Anyhow, that one didn't work out either.
Sometimes life just happens for you and not to you, though, right? So I think that one happened for you. The other girl getting pregnant, solid, worked out in your favor.
It did.
I wonder what her shoe game is like. Just kidding.
I don't know.
Probably
it'd be interesting to find out one day.
It really would. It really would.
It would. Yeah.
Well, that's awesome. I could see with some of the stuff that you've gone through where you're just like, okay, I'm just going to sit back and let's see what happens. And it sounds like something fun might happen in Miami, which is not the first time that statement has been said.
Yeah, it could happen.
Yeah. It's not far from you either. It's a pretty quick trip.
Yeah, it wouldn't be too bad.
Yeah. How far are you from an airport?
An hour.
You're an hour to Tennessee. So that's true. Okay.
Yeah.
Or Nashville's, I guess I should say. So yeah. And then it's just like a 2.5, 3 hour flight, I'm sure, down there. It's not terribly long.
Yeah. So.
Well, what a great time to visit. So, well, perfect. I can't thank you enough for taking the time and hanging out with me.
Well, good. That was fun.
Good. I'm glad. I know we were probably about a year in the making to put it together, but it was well worth it. And just hearing your story, I want to hear everybody's story, but I'm just happy to hear your story. So thank you so much.
Yeah, well, I appreciate you having me on.
Oh, my pleasure. My pleasure. And actually, everyone pretty much heard about your YouTube channel and keep an eye out for your children's books. You don't write under a different name. I assume you pen under your own name.
It's under my own name. Okay. I might have another one too.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I might have some escapades that maybe I wouldn't want my name on.
Well, all right. Well, if you come up with a different pen and you need them out there, that's awesome. Just let me know. Well, thank you so much, Anita. I really appreciate it.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
No problem. Thank you for being along for the ride of the Swipe Wrong podcast. Remember, everyday people telling everyday stories of the swipe right world. The show is produced by Jay Pelham. He is the host of Pelham Place. So make sure to check that out. Also, I am Chaos, the host of Chaotic Commentary. Make sure to like, subscribe, follow, tell a friend about the pod. And if you have something that you want to share, please, we want to hear from everybody and get everybody's stories as much as we possibly can. Email us at swipewrongpod@gmail.com. Give us a call, leave us a voicemail. Let us know if it's okay to call you back. 317-426-6616. Thanks for being along for the ride. And next week, the saga continues.